And you're recording this video?
Yep. I want you right enough for me.
As it's popped on again by Sarah Britton. Opportunity here, second advantage, so probably going to be a free in there for Ashley Maguire, and the referee says exactly that, and the referee is Paul Burke from Louth. Just to complete the Clare team, Tara Kelly and Aisling Reedy in the middle of the field, Lizzie Roach, Kieran McCarthy and Philomena Marnan in the half forward line, and in the full forward line Chloe Maloney, Nivo D and Grania Nolan. So that's And you're welcome, albeit a small bit late, to Pearse Stadium here in Longford. And at the moment we've got about 12 minutes gone, and I'm joined by our match analyst Anne-Marie Canlon. And Clare have gone into a 2-goal to 1 point lead over Fermanagh, and Clare have certainly made a very, very good start. We'll talk a bit more about that in a couple of seconds. Apologies for the delay. There was a bit of a couple of technical issues which we have thankfully sorted out, and as we speak now, Fermanagh put over their second point, and that was put over by Joanne Doonan. So that's Fermanagh's second point. Clare leading by 2 goals to Fermanagh's 2 points. Conditions absolutely perfect here in Pearse Park in Longford. Very quick run through the two teams, and we'll keep an eye on the play as well in front of us here as Fermanagh win that Clare kick out, and it's won well there by Sarah Britton. Clare is 1-15. They've got Michaela Glynn in goals, Orla Devitt, Ellie O'Gorman and Shifra Cunnell in the full back line. A half back line of Quiva Harvey, Lauren Griffin and Roisin Considine. Clare's midfield, Tara Kelly and Aisling Reedy. The half forward line consists of Lizzie Roach, Ciara McCarthy and Fidelma Marnan, and the full forward line for Clare, Chloe Maloney, Niamh Dee and Grania Nolan. And Fermanagh's 1-15, they've got Shauna Murphy in goals. Unfortunately they're without a number of players today, but Shauna Murphy's in goals. Full back line, Erin Murphy at full back, Molly McGlynn, and in the left corner wearing number 25 is Erica Douglas. The half back line, Shannon McQuaid, Courtney Murphy and Sarah McCarville. Midfield, Roisin O'Reilly and Aoife Flanagan, as Fermanagh attack now on the far side of the field again, and the referee spots that there's a free there for Fermanagh. The referee is Paul Burke from Louth. And the half forward line, Fermanagh's half forward line, Sarah Britton, Joanne Doonan and Aisling Maguire, and the full forward line wearing number 28 Roisin MacDonald, wearing 17 is Sarah McCausland, and wearing 15 is Aisling O'Brien. And Fermanagh without as they give away that possession with that free, are without a number of key players, including their full forward Emer Smith, who unfortunately from a Fermanagh point of view is out. Anne-Marie Canlon is our match analyst, and Anne-Marie, 2 very early goals for Clare has put them into quite a good position, but Fermanagh have hit back with those 2 points.
Yeah, 2 excellent goals from Clare. They're using the long ball more efficiently this week, and they're looking for the runner inside, and they're giving it off the shoulder much better from Clare this week. But Fermanagh have answered with 2 very good points, and they are dangerous when they get up the field. And
the 2 goals obviously putting Clare into a very good position. They've gone with Niamh Dee in the full forward line alongside Chloe Maloney and Grania Nolan starting as well, so a lot of experience and ability in there.
Yeah, absolutely, and every ball is going in there, which only right because there are really good ball winners in there, and the runners are coming off the shoulder, which it's working well so far.
Fermanagh now attacking, but that ball up the middle is picked up, the break nicely picked up by Fidelma Marnan, and Clare spread it wide to Lizzie Roach from Burn Gales wearing 22. Lizzie Roach, nice first time ball into Grania Nolan wearing number 30. She's taking on Fermanagh. The referee says there's a free out. There was good defending there from Fermanagh. Aisling O'Brien wearing number 15, but right back in her own full back line, defending superbly on that occasion, and Fermanagh full-back Molly McGloin leaves that free for Shauna Murphy. Shauna Murphy, the Fermanagh goalkeeper from Enniskillen Gales. Fermanagh now in front of us here through Sarah McCarville, attacking up the right wing. Sarah McCarville pops it off as far as number 28, Roisin McDonald. Roisin McDonald does well to turn in field, being defended by Quiva Harvey, and pops it back as far as McCarville. McCarville pops it on towards Ashley Maguire. Ashley Maguire now does well to hold on to possession under a lot of pressure, finds the centre half back in support. That's Courtney Murphy. Courtney Murphy now gives a short hand pass, and Fermanagh doing well to hold on to possession here. The referee has spotted an infringement, and I think it's going to be a free in to Fermanagh, and I think he's ticked Fidel McMarnon on that particular occasion. This free is going to be taken now by Roisin O'Reilly, and Roisin O'Reilly spreads the play to the far side of the field, but it looks as if there's a bit too much on that particular free, and it goes harmlessly out over the sideline, and that ball was kicked towards Joanne Doonan, but just a bit too much on it now. Clare trying to build from the back with Lauren Griffin playing at centre back from Fergus Rovers. Lauren Griffin pops it off as far as Roisin Considine. In fact, it's Orla Devitt, left-footed ball, great ball in from Orla Devitt, brilliant, caught inside by Chloe Maloney, and Fermanagh somehow managed to emerge with that. And Anne-Marie, that was a great chance of a third goal for Clare, and what a pass, what a perceptive pass as Clare won it back here now to Aisling Reedy in the centre of the field. Grania Nolan has it now, pops to the runner, who's Quiva Harvey, the Clare team captain. Quiva Harvey looks to her right, and there she spots Roisin Considine from the scanner, wearing 7. Roisin Considine has the shot, and that drifts just to the left and wide, and the Fermanagh goalkeeper Shauna Murphy applauding her team's defence. But that was a great chance of a third Clare goal.
Yeah, that was a super ball in from Orla Devitt with her left foot. Chloe fielded really well, but she was just crowded out. Unlucky on that incident, but Clare playing with much more intensity this week. As I said, the ball, I know I keep repeating it, but the ball is going in at a fast pace, and that's going to suit Clare. Fidelman has won possession now from the Fermanagh kick out, and she's after finding Roisin Considine. Roisin
Considine with the pink boots in an attacking position, does well to hold on to it, gets it back as far as Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy with the shot, and that's just wide. It just went, as we look at it here, to the left and wide in Glennon Brothers Pierce Park in Longford. That was a good effort from Ciara McCarthy, wearing number 10 for Clare, who impressed during the league. Didn't start last against Leitrim, but has come back into the team. Clare have made 4 changes from their starting team compared to their defeat last weekend up against Leitrim in Ballinasloe. Of course, Fermanagh were also beaten by Leitrim by a point. That wasn't their first game. This is a 3-team group. 2 teams will qualify for the last 8 of the All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Ladies Football Championship. Leitrim are already definitely through, and whoever wins here will make it into the knockout stages as well. And the referee now is having a word with Lizzie Roach, and he's having I think he's, in fact, is he, has he
no, she's an earring in, she just has to take it out, but I think he had a little word with her there while she was...
Because when the referee pointed towards the sideline, I hadn't seen him produce a card of any sort, so I was just wondering what was happening, but well spotted, Emery. So there's a Fermanagh player on the ground in front of us, and we have to make the point as well, Anne-Marie, that Fermanagh, unfortunately, without about 6 players due to COVID-related concerns, and in particular, all players are lost, of course, but in particular, their outstanding full forward.
Yeah, Emer Smith, who would have been really good on frees, and even the last day against Leitrim, she scored and set up loads of scores. So she's a huge loss today. We'll wish them all well and hope they'll recover. Absolutely.
Now Fermanagh attacking, they've got a chance here now, getting a shot in on goal through their centre forward Joanne Doonan. Clare defending in numbers back with Doonan. Doonan has the shot, and that's an absolutely marvellous point from the Fermanagh number 11.
Yeah, Joanne, who has played AFL with the last couple of years, you can see her strength and her experience here. That was a great score for a right-footed kicker from the right side of the post. We're just going to have the water break now. Again, welcome in these hot, sticky conditions. Clare have got off to a great start. Fermanagh are still keeping in touch, though there's just the goal in it. It's a really good game so far, but as we said at the start, it's do or die for both teams here. Whoever wins it has a quarter final appearance. It looks like they might be playing Wexford as they're the top of Group 1, but it'll be based on other results today.
That's the situation now. So first half water break, Clare leading by 3 points. They've yet to score a point, but they have scored 2 goals. Fermanagh have scored just 3 points, so Clare leading by 2 goals to 3 points, and the 2 goals first put away by Chloe Maloney, and the second by Niamh O'Dea. And Anne-Marie, the Clare tactic of putting dangerous forwards close to goal, it's worked so far, but they'll be quite keen to get a couple of points on the board as well, and I suppose add to that start, because Fermanagh have shown there. Fermanagh are against a bit of a breeze as well here, and some of their they've held on to possession very well there in the last 9 or 10 minutes, and it's going to be quite a contest, I'd say.
Yeah, Clare played really defensively last week, and I think they've learned from that they need to let the ball in quicker, because they have the forwards inside that will do it, and they're a very fit young team, and they'll make the runs, whereas Fermanagh are holding up a bit more because Clare have brought back their half forward line, and then they're going at pace when they win possession, so and they've left Chloe and Niamh inside. They've brought in Nolan centre forward, who it's great to see back from injury. She had 2 Achilles injuries recently, and it's great to see her back in full flight, and she's going well there at centre forward. They're leaving the space inside for them, and so the other half forwards are filtering back, and then they're pushing on at pace when they win possession. And
Fermanagh, I have to say, they're showing a lot of heart, a lot of a great attitude as well. Conditions here, Anne-Marie, extremely warm, maybe not quite as warm as they were last weekend in Ballinasloe when Clare played Leitrim, but still very, very warm.
Yeah, I think it's more humid today actually, but pitches in great conditions. Michaela's after kicking out now, and she's after finding Caoimhe Harvey in space.
Caoimhe Harvey wins the race up against the sideline, keeps the ball in, and now attacks up the left wing here as we look at it here in Pearse Park in Longford. It's an absolutely superbly appointed stadium. Pops it off as far as Gráinne Nolan. Gráinne Nolan takes a shoulder from the right half back, still has the time to get the kick in, and puts it over the bar for an absolutely beautiful point. It was a really good shoulder from Shannon McQuaid, and Gráinne Nolan did very, very well to hold on to the ball under pressure from the right half back from Fermanagh, but kicked it straight over the bar, and that's the first point for Clare. So Clare leading by 2-1 to Fermanagh's 3 points.
I think the linesman has seen something there, so the ref has just gone in to have a little chat with him, just to see. I think maybe there was a little bit of pulling and dragging, but they're going to have a chat anyway and see what's
so
happening.
The referee Paul Burke is gone in, and they're having a fairly detailed conversation. Seem to be exchanging, I don't know, maybe match-related information there, as opposed to any issue that the referee might have had with any of the players. The kick out now is taken nice and quickly, and is picked up by Leitrim's Aisling O'Brien, who's wearing 15 but playing very, very deep. Free out for Leitrim, taken quickly by their centre back Courtney Murphy. Courtney Murphy links up with Shannon McQuaid at right half back. Shannon McQuaid gets the ball forward, nice ball outside the Leitrim centre forward Joanne Doonan now doing well up to the point of executing the kick, and it went wide. She got a superb point a couple of minutes ago from more or less the same position, Anne-Marie, but that time the execution on that occasion didn't match what she did a minute or so ago.
Yeah, Joanne is very dangerous in attacking going forward. There was 3 around her there when she got that shot off, so good pressure from the Clare defence. Michaela has again found Siofra O'Dea with a really good kick out. Great
kick out, and Siofra O'Connell has it now. She links up with Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach, nice first time, lovely angle ball. It's in front of Chloe Maloney inside full forward. Chloe Maloney holds onto it, gives it back to Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach now short hand pass to Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy launches it, and let's see who wins it inside. It's won inside by Niamh O'Dea, and a beautiful point by the Banner Club player, and she did so well on that occasion, Anne-Marie, to win it under massive pressure.
Yeah, high ball in from Ciara McCarthy, and Niamh, as we saw last week, is brilliant under the high ball. A super catch and a super score. And Clare, after winning the kick out again, and it's
Aisling Reedy has it
on the ball,
far side of the field, and Now she pops it as far as Gráinne Nolan. Gráinne Nolan looks up, tries to pick out the run inside, picks out Niamh O'Dea. O'Dea tries to get back on her left, very acute angle, beautiful point, absolutely superb point. She's already scored a goal. That's her second point. Clare lead by 2-3 to Fermanagh's 3 points, and give Niamh O'Dea a small bit of space and she can do things like that.
And what a ball in from Gráinne Nolan, as well set up, really good score, and that will do the Clare forwards a word of confidence.
You could just see Gráinne Nolan lifted ahead, saw the run and picked out an absolutely perfect ball at the far side of the field. Now Clare doing a bit of defending, and the referee says that that's going to be a free out. It's good defending there from Lauren Griffin. Takes the free very quickly. Aisling Reedy has it now about 45 yards out, breaks the tackle from Dura Bearfield. Aisling Reedy still has the ball, pops it inside as far as Fidelma Marnin from West Clare Gales, but really good tigerish defending there from Aisling O'Brien, who picked up the Fidelma Marnin just marginally spilled the ball. Aisling O'Brien pounced, picked it up and won the free out, and the free taken quickly, but not the best of frees, and it's cut out on the far side of the field by Caoimhe Harvey, wearing 15 but playing at wing back for Clare. Lizzie Roach has been involved in a lot of the play, pumps it good and high. The goalkeeper is going to come off the line, does well to hold on to it. Under pressure there from I think it was Chloe Maloney. There was good goalkeeping there from Shauna Murphy, and Clare now, or Fermanagh now breaking out the field again, under pressure but linking up well, and their number 7 has it, pops it off as far as Courtney Murphy. The pass there from Sarah McCarville. Courtney Murphy up the right, gives it inside to Sarah McCarville, who will continue the run. It's a good run, lovely run as well, off the shoulder there from Roisin MacDonald. Clare, or Fermanagh, do well to hold on to it. Back as far as the dangerous centre forward Joanne Doonan. She pops it off and takes a return in on goal now. Has she got a chance to get the shot in? Great block, and I think that block was from Lauren Griffin, and that was excellent defending, because Fermanagh did extremely well, particularly Roisin MacDonald, to hold on to that ball under pressure. Yeah,
Clare very patient in defence. Great turnover. Clare on the attack again. Ball has gone astray though, but good work, as I said, from the Clare defence.
The full back for Fermanagh now, Molly McGloin, does well to read that ball, went in over the top. She picked it up, popped it off as far as Erica Douglas, wearing number 25. Fermanagh attacking now with Sarah Britton on the far side of the field. Sarah Britton does hold on to the ball, hops it, solos it a couple of times, just probably took a step or two more than she should have taken, and it's going to be a free in for Clare just inside their own half, taken quickly to Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey, the Clare captain, holds it up, waits for the run inside. Lizzie Roach goes wide, so does Niamh O'Dea. The ball is hit towards O'Dea. O'Dea picks up the pace, holds on to it well, does very well to get beyond Aisling O'Brien, and Aisling O'Brien executed a tackle that was definitely not a proper tackle, I suppose, Anne-Marie, and that's going to be a free in for Niamh O'Dea on the 21-yard line, albeit at a bit of an angle, and it'll probably suit a right-footed kicker.
Yeah, really a high tackle there, so referee called it correctly. Again, a really good ball in. The forwards are making really good runs, and they're being seen today with the runs because the half-forward line have pushed out, so it's given the opportunity for another score on the board here. It looks like Gráinne Nolan is coming across to take it, so it's well within Gráinne's range. It's just out a little bit, so she might go short.
Gráinne Nolan from the Banner Club in Ennis, a multiple senior championship winner with the Banner, along with the likes of Niamh O'Dea, at a bit of an angle, but definitely within her capability. But just as Anne-Marie correctly said, takes nice and short to Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy pops it as far as Roisin Considine, who pops it on to Tara Kelly, but the referee saw a push in the back, or definitely saw something, because he's, well, actually it's a free in. I thought he was going to give a free out, because I thought Clare had possession, but so this free is going to be taken now by Gráinne Nolan. This time it's dead straight in front of the goals, but it's a give or take just about 30 yards out, so Gráinne Nolan now takes this free and puts it straight over the bar for Clare's 4th point. So Clare leading Fermanagh by 2-4 to Fermanagh's 3 points. When there were 2 goals to 3 points up, Anne-Marie, we were saying that Clare need to get a couple of points on the board to I suppose make use of that start from their point of view, and they've put over 4 successive points.
Yeah, and they're putting pressure on the Fermanagh kickouts as well, which is another really good aspect of their game this week. And they're putting pressure on they're giving no options to the Fermanagh forwards. They're crowding, they're working so hard, like they're running really, really hard.
Clare attacking again now, but the ball bounces over the head of Gráinne Nolan and was well picked up by Courtney Murphy, the Fermanagh centre back, and Fermanagh now win that free in the middle of the field. Well won there by Aisling Maguire. The referee is having a quick word there with Fidelma Marnin, and he's possibly ticking the West Clare Gaels player as well. Conditions absolutely fantastic here in Pearse Park. Couldn't be better. Extremely warm conditions, and in fact whatever happened there between Fidelma Marnin and the Fermanagh player, and possibly the referee as well, she's been shown a yellow card and she's going to be in the sin bin for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think she did a little bit of talking to the ref, so after she gave away the free, so but be okay. Clare will just have to regroup now and work hard for the 10 minutes she's off. So
Clare down to 14 players. The ball bounces over the head of a couple of players, but nicely read inside there by Orla Devitt, wearing 5 but playing cornerback. That was excellent reading. Clare, however, give it away with the subsequent clearance, nicely picked up by Sarah Britton, wearing 10. And attacking now on the far side is Aisling Maguire. Aisling Maguire pops it in field. On this side of the field, Fermanagh right half back is free if Joanne Doonan can see her. Joanne Doonan has won the free, and the right half back is still free, so if Joanne Doonan spots that, well, it would take quite a pass to find her, right? So I think Joanne Doonan is just going to calm it down a small bit and take the free and try and put it over the bar just about 37-38 yards out. Clare leading by 2-4 to Fermanagh's 3 points. Joanne Doonan takes that free, but it drifts as the umpire looks at it to the left and wide, a couple of yards wide, and play will resume with a kick out for Clare, and the kick out will be taken by their goalkeeper from Kilmahel, Michaela Glenn. Clare leading by 2-4 to Fermanagh's 3 points, so it's a 7th point game here in Lennon Brothers Pearse Park in Longford. A bit of a hold up now, and the referee is holding it up as a Clare player, Emery, is looking to get a small bit of attention. Yeah, I think it looks like Sheafra. No, it's not Sheafra Connell. Might be Ashton Reedy. Yeah, I just can't see the number. Just off camera as well. Nivo D is down over receiving treatment as well. I think after that free that she won earlier, but she seems to be okay. She's on her feet, but she's just receiving treatment as well. And every opportunity, of course, will be taken by everyone here to, when there is a break in play, to get a bit of water on board, because if anything, it's getting a bit warmer. Certainly, and the breeze as well. There had been a bit of a breeze up to maybe 10 or 12 minutes ago, but that breeze has completely died down. Yeah, that was Lauren Griffin. She's up onto her feet again. She's okay, so it's good to see her back in action. She's looking for the kick out here from Michaela, but Michaela has opted to go for the opposite side to Roisin Considine. Roisin Considine now wins that kick out under pressure from Sarah Britton, wins the free. Considine now looks around, takes it in field nice and quickly to her team captain, Cueva Harvey looking for the run off her shoulder. Orla Devitt spots what she was looking for, made a really good run, and pops it infield now as far as Ciara McCarthy spreads it. Great ball to the far side of the field to Roisin Considine. Roisin Considine gets it forward as far as Niamh O'Dea. Niamh O'Dea now taking on the play. Excellent football from O'Dea. Gets the shot in. What a score. Absolutely superb score from Niamh O'Dea, and the build-up was top class. Yeah, superb score, really good ball through the hand the whole time, giving it to the person in the best position. Ciara McCarthy's excellent foot pass again out to the wing, and Niamh just took it into the centre and popped it over the bar, so great score again from Niamh. Clare now leading by 2-5 to Fermanagh's 3 points, so that's the scoreline. We've got 4 or 5 minutes left in the first half, so well into the first half as Fermanagh tried to break forward, but really well read there by the Clare cornerback, Clare fullback. She's wearing 2 but playing at fullback, Ellie O'Gorman from Kilmahel. Tara Kelly has it now from Cool Gales, and Clare trying to build up the play a bit. Gráinne Nolan pops it as far as Aisling Reedy, a powerful runner. Excellent football from Reedy. Gets it in as far as Niamh O'Dea, and she cracks home her second and Clare's third goal, and Clare leading by 3-5 to Fermanagh's 3 points. And the Fermanagh fullback Molly McGuire is on her back and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish and well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
Superb block from Ellie. She caught it over her head and she broke it down, and superb running from Clare, again finding the person in the best position. Great run from Aisling Reedy through the centre, who found Niamh O'Dea, and Niamh made no mistake. Really good football from Clare so far.
As we approach half time, Clare leading by 11 points, 3-5 to Fermanagh's 3 points. The sun goes in for a minute or two, which is no harm. We wouldn't often or say that too often in Ireland, but the last week or 10 days or whatever it has been, we started giving out about the weather a bit for the opposite reason that we usually give out to it for. Usually it's raining, but definitely not today in Longford or indeed anywhere throughout the country. Fermanagh now need to find something here to try and get back into the game. Erica Douglas breaks out, links up with Molly McGuire. Molly McGuire pops it inside to Courtney Murphy, and Fermanagh now go along, and they find their attacking right half back Shannon McQuaid. Shannon McQuaid, nice ball forward. Now can it be picked up inside? It can by Roisin MacDonald, but she pops it as far as her attacking colleague Sarah McCausland, but eventually Clare give away the free, and there was a slight chance of a goal opportunity there, Anne-Marie, for Fermanagh, but just the last pass there from Sarah McCausland was just slightly overhit, and Clare give away the free, but they'll be happy enough to give away the free as opposed to possibly giving away a goal. Yeah,
as you said, the ball just went astray there, the last pass, and it looks like Lauren Griffin is down again. Hopefully she's okay. It was a 50-50 ball, they both went to ground, but I'd say maybe Joanne Doohan might have fallen on top of her. I think the referee has blown the half-time whistle. Yes, he has. Yeah, superb. Oh no, he hasn't. Sorry, I thought he blew the whistle 3 times. Apologies.
He's actually given a free out. I thought he initially gave a free in, and maybe I misread his signal, but I thought he'd given a free in to Fermanagh. But maybe, as I said, maybe I just didn't exactly see what way he pointed his finger. In the meantime now Clare take advantage of that. Niamh O'Dea has it. She's got a couple of runners inside, including the outstanding Aisling Reedy. Aisling Reedy pops it inside as far as Chloe Maloney, gives it back to Reedy. Reedy in on goal, has a shot, and it's deflected out for a 45, and Anne-Marie will have to give credit there, quite a distance away from where we are, but it looks as if Shauna Murphy, the Fermanagh goalkeeper, must have got something to that, because it's a 45. It was a really good move, and great save from Shauna Murphy. Yeah, superb save from Shauna. Shauna actually saved 2 penalties against Leitrim 2 weeks ago, so she's a really good keeper. She was off the feet, out off the line there straight away, and a really good save. It was a really good shot from Aisling. She was going for the top left-hand corner there. Aisling Reedy's running through the centre there at pace, and the Fermanagh backs are finding it very difficult to stop her. So if she keeps doing that, Clare will keep creating more opportunities, and they'll be getting more scores on the board. Again, excellent ball in from Ciara McCarthy. She's finding a Clare jersey the whole time, and she's just about to take the 45 here for Clare. Ciara McCarthy now from Kimmeria Bricken takes it nice and low, and she links up with Chloe Maloney. Her club mate gives it to Gráinne Nolan, and Gráinne Nolan puts that straight over the bar, and that's Clare's 6th point. So Clare leading now by 3-6 to 3 points, 12-point lead for Clare in first half injury time. And we have, as referee blows the half-time whistle, Paul Burke, the referee from Louth, and the changes that Clare have made, Anne-Marie, have really worked extremely well. They look very dangerous inside. Niamh O'Dea, Gráinne Nolan, Chloe Maloney, they're winning a lot of ball, but the runners from the middle as well are causing a lot of problems, particularly Aisling Reedy. Yeah, absolutely. They're not playing defensive, as I said earlier. They're playing like they did last week. They're playing more direct ball into their dangerous full forward line. They're giving it to the person in the best position, and the kick passes are superb. And this is what Evan has worked in training, the attacking game. So
thankfully today they're doing it. But I wouldn't write off Fermanagh yet. I know they'll come out in the second half. They don't want their championship to be finished. They'll come out all guns blazing in the second half. I've no doubt they'll register a few scores on the board. They are missing 6 players due to COVID, so obviously there were huge losses to them today. But again, there's another half an hour of football. Clare have to keep the heads, have to keep focused. They have to start with the scoreline at 0-0 again and go from there.
We're going to be looking at some first half highlights in a minute. But what you said there, Marie, is key. I suppose vastly different dressing rooms at half time. Clare will be pressing home the point, let's keep this going, let's retain the intensity that you referred to. And Fermanagh will be saying, look, this could be our last half hour championship this year, let's go out and let's really throw everything at it. And if to get a couple of early scores in the second half, who knows what might have happened. And we have to bear in mind as well that they are down some very, very important players, Fermanagh.
Yeah, and the ladies football goals come so easy, so you just, if Fermanagh got a goal or two, they'll be back in this game. Clare have to drive on. Fermanagh will be disappointed with their first half, but they'll regroup in the second half. And we saw what happened with the Galway and the Waterford hurlers yesterday. Galway came back after being 14 points down, and they give, in the last 15 minutes, they nearly had Waterford, so Evan is having a chat with his backroom team there down pitch side now, and I've no doubt he's going to go in and just tell him to refocus. This game isn't over, Fermanagh had the lead against Leitrim, and they let Leitrim back into it, and they won't want to do that. They'll want to drive on today and try and get a few more scores on the board.
That's the situation at half time in Pearse Park. Clare leading Fermanagh by 3-6 to Fermanagh's 3 points. We're going to look now at some highlights of that first half, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with a bit more of first half analysis.
Sarah Bohannon is watching it over in Australia. It'd be great even if you could mention.
Yeah, I definitely would. Niamh O'D now taking on the play. Excellent football from O'D. Gets the shot in. What a score. Absolutely superb score. Reedy, a powerful runner. Excellent football from Reedy. Gets it in as far as Niamh O'D, and she cracks home her second and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish. And well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
Superb block from Ellie, which caught it over her head and she broke it down. And superb running from Clare, again finding the person in the best position. Great run from Ashton Reedy through the centre, who found Niamh O'D, and Niamh made no mistake.
Clare defending in numbers back with Doonan. Doonan has the shot, and that's an absolutely marvellous point from the Fermanagh number 11.
Yeah, Joanne, who has played AFL.
Ciara McCarthy launches it, and let's see who wins it inside. It's won inside by Niamh O'D, and a beautiful point. But Gráinne Nolan looks up, tries to pick out the run inside, picks out Niamh O'D. O'D tries to get back on her left, very acute angle, beautiful point, absolutely. Centre forward Joanne Doonan, and she pops it off and takes the return in on goal now. Has she got a chance to get the shot in? Great block, and I think that as far as Niamh O'D now taking on the play. Excellent football from O'D, gets the shot in. What a score. Absolutely superb score. Reedy, a powerful runner. Excellent football from Reedy. Gets it in as far as Niamh O'D, and she cracks home her second and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish. And well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
Superb block from Ellie, which caught it over her head and she broke it down. And superb running from Clare, again finding the person in the best position. Great run from Ashton Reedy through the centre, who found Niamh O'D, and Niamh made no mistake.
Clare defending in numbers back with Doonan. Doonan has the shot, and that's an absolutely marvellous point from the Fermanagh number 11.
Yeah, Joanne, who has played AFL.
Ciara McCarthy launches it, and let's see who wins it inside. It's won inside by Niamh O'D, and a beautiful point. But Gráinne Nolan looks up, tries to pick out the run inside, picks out Niamh O'D. O'D tries to get back on her left, very acute angle, beautiful point, absolutely. Centre forward Joanne Doonan, and she pops it off and takes the return in on goal now. Has she got a chance to get the shot in? Great block, and I think that as far as Niamh Niamh O'D now taking on the play. Excellent football from O'D. Gets the shot in. What a score. Absolutely superb score. Reedy, a powerful runner. Excellent football from Reedy. Gets it in as far as Niamh O'D, and she cracks home her second and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish and well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
A superb block from Ellie.
And you're welcome back live to Pearse Stadium here in Longford. Quick reminder of the half-time score in the TG4 Ladies Football All-Ireland Championship Group Game Round 3. Clare leading Fermanagh by 3-6 to 3 points, and joined now by Derek Lynch from Clare FM for a bit of half-time analysis. And Derek, Clare going really well, the goals making the difference.
Yeah, well in control, Peter, and could be probably further ahead in the scoreboard as well. There's been those 2 goal chances down there for Chloe Malloy and Aisling Reedy as well, so I think Clare well deserving of that lead. It doesn't flatter them in terms of how that first half has gone. Like, Clare working really hard around that middle third. We've seen Fidel Marnon or Norla Devitt in particular, you know, breaking through, creating that space inside. But when you've got a player like Niamh O'D, 2-3 for her so far today, she's been the real difference. Herself and Chloe Maloney, what a target for an inside line, and they're doing the business, as we said.
Fermanagh, we have to say as well that they're without some key players. Unfortunately, they've got COVID issues, so without 6 players from their panel, couple from their starting 15, including Emer Smith, and very, very hard for any inter-county team to deal with losing 6 players for a big game like this.
Yeah, it's their championship defining game, isn't it? So it's very unfortunate for them now. Unfortunately, you know, we're probably going to see a couple of more maybe issues like that to hopefully we won't, but I mean, you know, the cases have gone in such a way that it's going to affect other panels, so that's why you build a panel, that's why you have 32 or so training during the year. So I mean, from that point of view, but I mean, they probably have to take more responsibility up front. Everything they do is probably going through Joanna Doonan there at centre forward. They had a great move here just before the half-time break. They were in front of the post and still looked to find her on the left hand side, that quadrant on the left hand side, so maybe just to back themselves more in possession. But I mean, Clare, it's the movement from defence to attack that's really I think positive from a Clare perspective looking at it here. So, you know, as we said, those 3 goals on the board, could have had 2 more, and Clare probably looking at this stage, you know, maybe a foot and a half, we'll call it, in a quarter final at the moment.
And another aspect of Clare's performance that's been quite good, Derek, has been their support play. Aisling Reedy making runs from the middle of the field, Orla Devitt doing very well, Quiva Harvey on a lot of ball, Roisin Considine, they're all involved. So they're not like one-dimensional in the sense of putting everything into the full forward line. There's a nice mixture.
Yeah, we can hear it from the management over on this far side. It's one of the benefits, isn't it, of reduced crowds. We can hear more action on the sideline, and runners is a real call that Evan Talty and his management team are looking for, and you saw it there with that last goal. Aisling Reedy was the one that happened to just hit the line of pace, created the move inside for Niamh O'D. So the more Clare do that, now I suppose the big question is, and we can feel the heat down here, can Clare keep that up for the next 30 or so minutes, and how much longer can Fermanagh hold out and repel the odd attack as well? So fitness is going to come into it, stamina is going to come into it, and the bench will probably come in as well. So maybe with Fermanagh missing those players, that's probably where the difference might lie in the last quarter. Will they have the strength to bring in off the bench that Clare will? It's hard to see it if you're down that many players.
And we have to say, Derek, as well, in COVID times, it's a very good point you make that the depth of your panel can be tested. You could go to bed tonight thinking you have everyone, and wake up the following morning there could be a problem with close contacts or whatever, and suddenly you could be without some key players, and that's when the panel really does come into it.
And it's a psychological thing as much as anything else, Peter, both for management and players, I feel, because you'll often talk to managers and they'll tell you we have to focus on what we have rather than, you know, lamenting what we've lost. So that's why you build the panel. Management will tell you it's the next player up. We don't worry about the fact that there's a player gone. You can do nothing about it, they're gone. So, but again, it probably, you know, that's the skill of a management then, to build that panel. When you're training with 60 or 70 players in November, you're whittling it down to your 36. That's where you start to think, okay, what are the gaps we need to fill should X, Y or Z occur?
And just a final point, Derek, you know, for so long these players were training at home. We all know why. It really is, it's good to reflect on the fact that, you know, so many games in the Ladies Football Championship have taken place over the last few weeks, really well organised, no major problems, and when you have conditions like we have today in Pearse Park, just fantastic.
That's brilliant, and they're saying today might be the last day of sunshine. Hopefully Mid-Éireann are wrong, but usually they get it spot on. But I think you hit on a really salient point there, that we can see it here, the restrictions. We're all told what we can and cannot do, and we do it simply because we miss these games so much, and everybody is working towards that. The LGFA, the GA, the Camogie, everybody under that Gaelic Games umbrella. We want these games to continue. We don't want to be back in a situation where we're lamenting and hoping that we'll have the games. Whatever we're asked to do, we'll do it. It's all for the greater good of making sure these games can go on, but most importantly making sure they can go on safely, so that nobody goes home and has a story to tell in a bad sense. So everybody working hard, laying down the restrictions. They're here for a reason, and thankfully the games are being played and being live streamed for those that can't make it here as well today.
Derek Lynch from Clare FM, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Now it's just before the teams come out for the second half. I'll just quickly run through again the two starting 15s. We had technical problems for about the first 10 minutes, so you mightn't got the teams at the very start. So just very quickly to run through Fermanagh's starting team. They've got Shauna Murphy in goals. Their full back line wearing 2. Erin Murphy at full back is Molly McGloin wearing 3, and then wearing 25 at left corner back is Erica Douglas. The Fermanagh half back line, they've got Shannon McQuaid wearing 5 at centre back, Courtney Murphy wearing 6, and wearing 7 at left half back is Sarah McCarville. The Fermanagh midfield then 8 Roisin O'Reilly, and she's partnered by number 9 Aoife Flanagan. Their half forward line 10 Sarah Britton, 11 Joanne Doonan, and 12 Ashley Maguire. And inside line for Fermanagh wearing number 28 Roisin MacDonald, 17 Sarah McCausland, and wearing number 15 but playing in a deeper role is Aisling O'Brien. And we've pointed out that Fermanagh are without a number of their first choice players, including Emer Keenan, who would normally be playing at cornerback, Niamh McManus, who would normally be playing at corner forward, and of course Emer Smith, who we mentioned earlier as well. And other panellists not available today include Derbla Duffy, Shanna Cassidy, and Aveen Jones. And just very quickly, I run through the Clare starting team. There could of course be changes at half time, and we'll bring you those as soon as we hear about them. But Clare have got Michaela Glynn in goals, full back line Orla Devitt, Ellie O'Gorman, Shifra Cunnell. Half back line team captain Quiva Harvey, Lauren Griffin at centre back, Roisin Consign, left half back Tara Kelly and Aisling Reedy at midfield, Lizzie Roach, Ciara McCarthy and Fidelma Marnin in the half forward line, and the full forward line Chloe Maloney, Niamh O'Dea and Grania Nolan. And Anne-Marie Clare are out for the start of the second half, still awaiting Fermanagh. We've got a couple of messages at half time, including one from Australia asking that we say hello to Cool Gaels player, former Clare player as well, of course, Sarah Bohannon. And I suppose one thing we can tell Sarah and Marie with certainty is that there's no way the weather in Australia is as good as it is here. It might be near enough, but not quite.
Yeah, it's brilliant to hear Sarah's tuning in all the way from Australia. She's a brilliant club and county player down through the years, as was her mother. She has great involvement with the Cool Gaels club. It's brilliant that, as I said, that she's tuning in from Australia today.
So the message at half time, Anne-Marie, for Clare would have been very, very simple. Keep it going, make a good start in the first 10 minutes. Alternatively, the message for Fermanagh is we need to do something in the first 10 minutes. We need to get a couple of scores, try and build a small bit of momentum and make something happen. Yeah,
the first score here is going to be crucial. If Fermanagh get a goal, they'll be right back in this game, but I've no doubt that Evan and his backroom team will have Clare well drilled at half time, to push on and get the scores on the board. And I'm sure that there'll be players introduced from the bench that'll want to make an impact. That if Clare do come through this, they'll be looking for a quarter-final position on the starting team. As I said, Fermanagh just need to regroup again. Every ball that they're looking for is going through Joanne Doohan, and Clare are trying to, they're crowding her out. They're doing really well trying to stop the ball going through her. But I think that, as you said earlier, they're missing those few key players today, that would have driven them on. But as I said, with another 30 minutes of football to go, and we look forward to a really good game again. And we're not trying to make excuses for Fermanagh or anything like that, but we have mentioned a few times that they are without some key players, 6 players in total from their panel, 3 from their starting 15 due to COVID related issues. From a Clare point of view, Anne-Marie, Clare made 4 changes in personnel from the team that played
last week, and if you were one of those 4 players maybe brought on as a second half substitute, the 4 players are Rebecca Doohan, Roisin Looney, Katrina Canlan, Emer Keane. If you were one of those 4, you'd go in, I suppose, really determined to make an impression and to try and get back your place in the starting 15.
Yeah, exactly like that. Everyone will be fighting for positions now if Clare get through to quarter final. The 4 girls that you mentioned there are really good girls. I've no doubt that they will feature in the second half at some stage, but Gráinne Nolan, Lizzie Roach, Lauren Griffin and Ciara McCarthy that have come in have done really, really well. Ciara McCarthy had a really good league campaign. So had Lauren Griffin, and I think this is Lizzie Roach's debut. She came on in the league, but I don't think she started. And Gráinne Nolan is a very experienced player who was out through injury, so it's great to see her back. She's a real playmaker there at centre forward. She's a really good eye for a good pass, and she's well able to take her scores as well.
The referee is Paul Burke from County Louth, and he's ready in the middle of the field to start the second half. And we should say, of course, that Clare are still without a player. Their Philomena Marlin is still in the sin bin.
Just looking here to our right, Fermanagh have 2 on Niamh O'Dea now right beside her, 1 at each side of her. They're going to try and stop the supply going into her and stop her winning ball, but Niamh is strong and I'm sure she won't be too worried about the 2 that are keeping her company beside her there.
And in a small way, Anne-Marie, do players of Niamh O'Dea's ability like the fact that it takes 2 players sometimes that the opposition have such respect for them that they've got to put 2 players on? Yeah,
absolutely. And even though the Clare are still down to 14, I think Fidelma has another minute or 2 to do. They're going to keep someone there right beside Niamh. Just going back to the Clare defence, and Michaela's kickouts have been outstanding today. I don't think one has. I think she's 100% record of finding a player, and she had her 20th birthday yesterday, so we'll have to wish her a happy birthday on that. A very young player, but has a lot played in goals for her club and for her county.
And Paul Burke, I think he's doing a bit of counting, Anne-Marie, to make sure that Fermanagh are telling him that they're all out, and they're kind of waving at him and sending out different little messages and signals. The ball eventually is thrown in, and Fermanagh go up for it and win it with Roisin O'Reilly, and but the ball is cut out really well cut out by Roisin Considine. Roisin Considine did well to read that and cut it out, and Clare break forward now. Terry Kelly popping it on, and Roisin Considine has it again now. She gives it to Siofra Connell, breaking from full back, gives it back to Tara Kelly wearing 6 but playing it in midfield. Tara Kelly drives forward and wins the free just on the Fermanagh 45-yard line, and this free is going to be taken, it looks like, by Ciara McCarthy. An excellent kicker of the ball. Ciara McCarthy takes it nice and short, gives it back as far as Lauren Griffin. Lauren Griffin holds onto it, hops, solos, tries to pick out somebody inside, picks out Roisin Considine. Roisin Considine goes to ground after a tackle there from Roisin O'Reilly, but Clare do well to hold onto it. Tara Kelly has it again now. She's been involved 2 or 3 times in the first half, but gives that ball away. A chance now for Fermanagh to break, and it's picked up by their half-time substitute, Cliona Martin, and Cliona Martin breaking forward, fouled. Free's going to be taken by Fermanagh's Sarah Britton, switches the play to the far side where it's picked up by Molly McGlynn. Molly McGlynn gives it in field to Aisling O'Brien, takes it back. McGlynn has it again, wearing 3 but in a very advanced position at the moment now. Fermanagh now get an early shot in on goal, and that really is a super score from Roisin O'Reilly, the Fermanagh number 8. That's Fermanagh's 4th point. Clare leading by 3-6 to Fermanagh's 4 points, so it's still an 11-point lead, Anne-Marie, but that's what Fermanagh would have been very determined to do, get the first score and then maybe the second or third score of the second half, and try and create some bit of momentum.
Yeah, Fermanagh have started with really good intensity there. They won possession in the half back line, and they're after winning the kick out now. There's actually going to be a sideline ball, and so there's a little bit of pressure here on the Clare defence, but the Clare defence, I'm sure they won't panic.
Line ball is taken nice and quickly, transferred by Sarah Britton, but the referee spots foul committed by Clare, and Fermanagh take that free, and it's picked up by Joanne Doonan. Doonan now attacking, great ball forward across to O'Reilly, the number 8. Can she get the shot in? She's blocked down. The referee says she was pushed, and that's a penalty. And it really was a superb pass from Joanne Doonan, and Roisin O'Reilly was in the right place at the right time, and the referee in no doubt, Anne-Marie, but that was a penalty. What was your take on it?
Yeah, superb ball, superb vision from Joanne Doohan to pick out Aisling right at the edge of the square. She was about to kick and she was pushed, so I think that was a correct decision there.
So this really a key moment. 3 minutes into the second half in Pearse Park in Longford, so it's a penalty. The penalty won by Roisin O'Reilly. If
we remember against Wexford, Michaela saved the penalty, so
Joanne Doohan now takes the penalty and hammers it in to the top right hand corner. So that's a goal for Fermanagh. Clare leading by 3-6 to 1-4, 1-1 without reply, and there was no doubt about that penalty.
Yeah, she made no mistake there. She gave Michaela no chance. Top left hand corner, serious power in it as well. Tara Kelly's after winning the kick out from Michaela. The referee is blown up there because I think there's a Fermanagh player injured.
That was outstanding midfield play there from Tara Kelly from Cool Gales, but the Fermanagh player went to ground, and the referee has held it up for a second or two, but thankfully this Fermanagh player seems to be alright. So play resumes. Clare had possession and they hold on to it. Lauren Griffin now gives it back as far as Ellie O'Gorman, and Ellie O'Gorman, nice lovely ball to Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt does very well, lovely left footed ball to Niamh O'Dea, spread the play beautifully. O'Dea now wearing 30 takes on the play, gives it to Aisling Reedy. Reedy links up with Tara Kelly. Tara Kelly hops it, gives it back to O'Dea. O'Dea thought about the shot, thinks about it the second time. Lovely bounce. I thought she turned back inside. Referee says, did he say she took steps or maybe bounced it twice?
I think she bounced it twice there. Yeah, she was trying to sell the dummy and come in across with a bounce, but she's unlucky there.
Number 14, Katrina Callan.
Katrina Callan now is coming in for Fidelma Marnin.
So Fidelma Marnin's time in the sin bin is up, but I suppose she's staying on the bench. Katrina Callan from Kilmaha is coming in. Katrina Callan started last week, and will be very, very keen to make an impression here in the last 25 minutes here in Pearse Park in Longford. In the meantime, Aisling O'Brien for Fermanagh is making quite an impression. That was a superb run in front of the stand. She's fouled, and Fermanagh now feel that they've, maybe at half time we're thinking it's going to be very, very difficult to get back into this game. But now it's down to, it was a 12-point game, it's down now to an 8-point game, 3-6 to 1-4. So that bit of belief, Fermanagh have it.
Yeah, Fermanagh seemed to be pushing, and we knew this was going to happen. Like, they weren't going to go down easy. They seemed to be pushing on. Their ref was after saying that was on the ground, but you were allowed to roll the ball away. So I'm unsure as to why he's saying that. Just on the substitution there for Clare, it's good to see Katrina coming back in again. She made some really good runs last week, and I've no doubt she'll want to get on the score sheet as well today.
Joanne Doohan now is going to take this free. Aisling really was on the ground. It looked as if she might have been pushed in the back initially, but as you said, Anne-Marie, referee said that she played the ball on the ground, and Joanne Doohan making absolutely no mistake with that free, puts it straight over the bar, and bit by bit Fermanagh are getting right back into this game, Clare leading 3-6 to 1-5. So that's a 7-point lead, but Fermanagh have scored 1-2 in the first 6 minutes of this second half. Clare have yet to get a score, and they might start building an opportunity to create a score now through Caoimhe Harvey. Harvey looks up, gives the ball forward as far as Gráinne Nolan. Gráinne Nolan racing out towards the sideline, picks up the ball. She's being defended by Erica Douglas, but in getting past Erica Douglas, creates the angle for the shot, hits the outside of the post, bounces over Erica Douglas's head, back with Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach now up against two Fermanagh players, breaks through. Aisling O'Brien gets in the way and deflects the ball out over the end line. The referee, I think, has blown his whistle. Thought it might have been a 45, but I didn't actually hear the whistle, Anne-Marie, but the referee is pointing. He's got his hand up in the air now, so I think he agrees that it is a 45 for Clare. That's what I thought it was, because it was extremely good defending there, last gasp defending from Aisling O'Brien as Lizzie Roach broke through, but the three Fermanagh defenders managed to deflect the ball out over the end line, and this 45 is going to be taken out by Ciara McCarthy from Kimmeria Britain. Ciara McCarthy looking for the run inside, picks out Gráinne Nolan. Nolan tries to turn, gets it back as far as her clubmate Niamh O'Dea, and Niamh O'Dea got her left foot behind it. but just to the left as the umpire looks at it, and wide. So that kick under a bit of pressure, I suppose, Anne-Marie, but Clare will be fairly keen to get an early score, and Tara Kelly wins that ball. Great win in the middle field, gives it Katrina Callan. Chloe Maloney, can she get onto her left foot, takes on a couple of Fermanagh defenders, centre half back, defending really well, pops it off to Aisling Reedy, and the referee says that was barging. I think it's Aisling Reedy, far side of the field, Anne-Marie.
Nivo D, I think, yeah, she I think he felt she was barging a little bit harsh there now in that decision, but the ref's decision is final. Clare just need to register a score, I think, to settle themselves again. Shauna, the Fermanagh keeper now, is looking for a kick up, but I think it's after being won by Caoimhe Harvey there. It's actually, in fact, it's a Fermanagh ball, but really good pressure there from Caoimhe.
Linesperson person on the far side of the field points towards the Clare goal, so that's going to be a line ball to Fermanagh. Fermanagh now pump it up the line. Great ball up as far as Doonan. Doonan is a really outstanding centre forward. She's taking on Clare, pops it inside as far as her colleague in the half forward line, gets the shot in. Great block. That was excellent defending. The ball breaks. Will it break back for Fermanagh? The shot from Aisling Maguire, and it was really super defending by Clare, and eventually Fermanagh concede a free, so it's going to be a free out, and Fermanagh showing that they definitely possess quite a bit of danger, and those two players in particular, Joanne Doonan and Aisling Maguire, they've a lot of class and a lot of ability.
Yeah, a superb block there from the Clare defence. Lauren Griffin is down again. Let's hope she's okay. She seems to be getting back up onto her feet there now, but that was really good work from the Clare defence to get back. Joanna Doohan just rounded early there, but Clare got back and they worked really hard and they stopped the supply. So Caoimhe is about to take this free. She's looking for Siofra Niconnell in space, and she's found Siofra. Siofra's up along the wing here. She's looking for help. She's still her eyes up. Katrina's made a run. She's found Katrina.
Katrina now looks up, gives inside to Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy looks to switch to play in right, direct in towards the forward line, hits the post, comes back to Chloe Maloney. Can she get onto her left foot? She can eventually. Great shot, great goal. Clare's fourth. Clare leading 4-6 to Fermanagh's 1-5, and good patience there from Chloe Maloney as she created the angle for that left-footed finish.
Superb finish. She sold the dummy there, turned back onto her favourite left foot and back of the net. Superb goal for Chloe.
Fermanagh have made a change. Brenda Bannon from Derry Gonley Harps has come on, and Brenda has replaced Fermanagh's number 17, Sarah McCausland from St Patrick's, Carrie Cuppen. So that's substitute there for Fermanagh. That goal could be vital. Will it take, I suppose, a bit of the wind out of Fermanagh's sails? Fermanagh had hit 1-2 without reply in the opening 7 minutes of the second half, but that goal from Clare's first score of the second half, and they now lead by 4-6 to 1-5. So it's gone from a 7 to a 10-point lead here in Longford. Referee now is let's see, I'm trying to pick out the referee. He's having a word with one or two people on the sideline, and in the meantime Fermanagh have this free. Sarah Britton is going to take it. The Fermanagh number 10, she takes it nice and short as far as Aisling Maguire. Aisling Maguire does well to pick it up.
The referee is still chatting though on the sideline. I don't think
a lot of pressure. The play, you're right, Anne-Marie, I hadn't even noticed that. Play is continuing. Fermanagh are in on goal. There'll be controversy to get a goal here, and they get a point, but it won't count. Roisin O'Reilly flicked it over the bar, hand passed it over the bar.
But the ref is still having a chat. I think there's a few boys that were a little bit vocal on the sideline. They're going for a walk now to the stand, so that'll he'll come back. The ref is about to come back in now to continue play, but I don't think the girls realised that he was still having a chat with the boys. I have to
admit, I didn't either, Anne-Marie, so that was fairly sharp from you to see what was happening. I was there thinking play was still continuing, but as you said, play had stopped, and it's very much on the far side of the field now from where we are, but it looked as if Evan Talty has been asked to stand inside the fence as opposed to outside, so we'll just see what happens. In the meantime now, Fermanagh trying to build here. Keena Martin, one of their second half substitutes, had it, and Fermanagh are fouled, and this free is going to be taken now, you'd imagine, nice and quickly by Joanne Doonan. Gets it forward as far as the full back, but that was excellent defending there, really superb defending from Orla Devitt. And I have to say, I think as impressive as Clare have been, Anne-Marie, in an attacking sense, players like Orla Devitt in particular have been outstanding at that side of the field.
Yeah, that was very brave from Orla Devitt. Really strong on the ball, going for the ball there. She didn't hold back at all. Clare really want this, but Fermanagh equally want it as much, and they're trying to push forward here in the second half, but Clare aren't letting them. They're working really hard. I think Clare have a player down in the far end of the field. It seems to be all happening at the other side of the field today, but it looks like it's Lauren Griffin down again, but she seems to be okay. She seems to be holding her back, but she's up onto her feet and she's looking for the ball, and she's won possession.
Yeah, Clare have it now. It's Gráinne Nolan has it. Gráinne Nolan gives it as far as Aisling Reedy. Aisling Reedy now looking up, seeing can she see an earlier run inside. Chloe Maloney has made a run. Katrina Callan has made a run, and fisted ball from Aisling Reedy in towards Chloe Maloney, but the ball evades her as it bounced, and Fermanagh coming out with it, and Chloe Maloney gives the free away, and the referee, I think he might have heard a word or two of disagreement from Chloe, and he notes her number in the book, but there's no card or anything, so play is going to start again with a free to Fermanagh. 14 minutes gone, so we're not too far away from the second half water break. Fermanagh now with Molly McGloin. You have to admire the fact that they've got great heart, and they really are going at it. On the scoreboard, it doesn't look great for Fermanagh. I thought there might have been a free there for Courtney Murphy, but the referee didn't see it that way. And in the meantime now, Clare attacking with great speed on the far side. That was, I would have thought, a free for Clare as well, but not so, says the referee. A couple of times there he could have blown his whistle. I would have thought, maybe I'm wrong, Anne-Marie, but once initially for Fermanagh, then to Clare. Lizzie Roach has it now. Lizzie Roach now in on goal. 2 or 3 Fermanagh players are under. Can she get the shot in? She can, but it goes well wide, and the Fermanagh goalkeeper Shauna Murphy applauding her defenders. And look, Anne-Marie, I suppose on the one hand we give out if the referees don't let the play flow, and then when they do we give out as well, so maybe we can't have it every way. Yeah,
that's true. I think.
Or can we?
I think Leaf was fouled there though, so it should have been a free in. Fermanagh after winning possession of their own kick out again, and it's Sarah
McCarville has
the ball, yeah.
But one back there by Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy bursting forward. Good bit of green grass in front of her. Can she pop it off to Gráinne Nolan? She does. Nolan gives it back as far as Chloe Maloney on that left foot, straight over the bar. She says 1-1 in this second half, and that's why Clare lead by 4-7 to Fermanagh's 1 goal and 5 points. At half time it was 3-6 to 3 points, and the referee has called for the ball, and that point from Chloe Maloney, Clare's first point of the second half, will be the last play of the first quarter of the second half, if you get what I'm trying to say. And Clare leading by 4-7 to 1-5. So I suppose in a lot of ways, Anne-Marie, Fermanagh did what they obviously wanted to do to start the second half. Said, look, we're going to go after this, got the penalty, put over 2 points, got back into it to an extent, but then that goal from Chloe Maloney and that point just there now kind of keeps Clare at a nice distance from their point of view. Yeah, Clare kind of weathered the storm there in the first few minutes. We knew that Fermanagh had come back and put pressure on, but Clare have stayed nice and calm, and I know we said the 4 goals in matches, Clare have the 4 goals got, and deservedly so. They're unlucky not to get a few more in the first half there, but there's still 15 minutes. It's all to play for. I would say that both sides will use their bench in the last 15 minutes again, because our girls are getting tired. There's an awful lot of running, and it's been played at a ferocious pace. I think it's even a higher intensity than the game last week. It seems to be end-to-end stuff, and the tackles are hard, and I know there's a few calls there from the ref that could have gone either way, but Clare will want to drive on now and see this game out. Fermanagh will want to get a few more scores on the board and finish strongly as well. And I suppose one of the other differences, Anne-Marie, as well from last week, Duggan Park in Ballinasloe was a lot tighter than Pearse Stadium here. Pearse Stadium is a big pitch, it's a fantastic pitch, great stadium as well, we have to say that. Yeah, it's in serious condition here. It's a very long pitch, I suppose. It's not as wide, I think, as the one last week, but it's definitely longer.
Yeah, serious conditions here now. It's great.
Substitutions on the Clare
We can
side.
get used to this nice weather.
Number 27, Sinead O'Keefe, replaces number 21, Lauren Griffin.
So Sinead O'Keefe
Number
there's in
9,
for Lauren Griffin. It's good to see
Roisin
Sinead getting her chance, a really good banner player. And Roisin Looney, who's a very experienced player, has played a lot with club and counties coming in there. She was substituted last week, but no doubt she'll drive on for the last 15 minutes, and she'll want to be back in the starting 15 for the quarter-final if Clare make it.
So Clare's prerogative is of course to win the game, but at the same time, if they can introduce a few players, and certainly there will be quite a bit of competition for places in that starting 15 if they do make it to the quarter-final. They're currently leading 4-7 to 1 goal and 5 points, but Fermanagh, you just get the sense that they won't give up. They'll keep going and keep trying right to the end. Clare now with Lizzie Roach allows the ball to roll and bounce beyond her, wins it, pops it inside now to Roisin Looney, who's just come on. Looney wearing 9, pops it to the runner, Ciara McCarthy. Ciara McCarthy somehow managed to get the shot in, but it just went wide, and it looked, well, from what I could see, Anne-Marie, it looked very difficult to see how could she get a shot in those circumstances, but she's a really good kicker. Got the shot in and just about maybe a foot wide.
Yeah, really good work there from Caoimhe Harvey. She won the ball, she found Lizzie Roche, Lizzie found Roisin Looney. Great to see Roisin on the ball already. She found Ciara, and Ciara was unlucky there. She's a little bit off balance when she kicked. Fermanagh have won their kick out now again, and they're in possession, they're going forward.
Fermanagh now spreading play to the far side of the field, and they're trying to bring their substitute into the game. Wearing number 30 is Cleona Martin, but the ball beats everyone out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball to Clare just in front of the stand. A couple more changes being made here as well.
Substitution on the Fermanagh side.
Fermanagh are
number 22,
bringing on
replaces number 7, Sarah McCarver.
Fermanagh bringing on Cathy Boyle wearing number 22, and she's replacing the left half back Sarah McCarville. So that's the latest change as both teams clearly trying to give a run to as many players as they can, and bearing in mind the conditions as well. Roisin Considine now doing really well to hair up the far sideline, and was fouled as she was kicking the ball. The ball was cut out by Aisling O'Brien eventually, but Roisin Considine is down on the ground, and hopefully she looks to be in a small bit of pain, Anne-Marie. Hopefully it's just a knock, just a bang, and that she'll be okay. She's getting some. It
looks like a cramp, I would say, in her calf.
Yeah.
She's an awful lot of running down Roisin. She's a really, really hard worker, and let's hope she'll be back up onto her feet shortly.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be some kind of an issue with as you said, her calf or something like that. So hopefully it's just a very temporary injury, and Roisin gets to the ground immediately.
Just looking at the other game in the other group, Sligo 3-8 to 1-9 up against Longford. So obviously the winners of Group 1 will be playing the runners up here. So we're just having a look at the other scores. Wexford are on top of that group. They've won 2 games, but it will be based on the results today. Longford have won 1 and Westmeath have won 1. So there's another game on at 4 o'clock today, Wexford and Westmeath. So it will all depend who, if Clare get through or whoever gets through here today will be playing.
Westmeath would have started off as very warm favourites in that group.
Yeah, they would have, yeah. So it's interesting now. So at the second water break, it's Sligo 3-8, Longford 1-9. And Wexford and Westmeath are playing at 4 o'clock.
Clare now attacking. Katrina Canlon holds that ball in. A minute or so ago, Lizzie Roach had a shot drifted just wide. Katrina Canlon bounces the ball now, looks to see who's making a run. Tara Kelly makes that run. Tara Kelly taking on 2 or 3 players. She's eventually pulled back, and this is going to be a free in to Clare just outside of 21, and it looks like a perfect position for a left-footed kicker. I was going to say maybe Nico D, but just shows what I know, because Gráinne Nolan is going to kick it off her right, wearing number 28, starting her first game of the year today, and certainly has made an excellent impression. And Clare making a substitution as Gráinne Nolan takes that free, puts it over the bar. It's Clare's 8th point. Clare leading 4-7 to 1-5, and it looks as if Roisin Considine is going off on Marie after that.
She has done brilliantly today, as she is every day. I think they're just going to rest her now. They don't want that calf muscle to any more damage to happen to her. We're just going to see now who has come on for her. It didn't go up on the board yet, so we're just waiting for
Aisling Reedy now. She's been absolutely outstanding in midfield, wearing 11, playing in midfield, pops it off as far as Gráinne Nolan. 3 Fermanagh defenders around her, does well to hold on to it. The Fermanagh defender does magnificently to get the hand in. That was really, really good defending by the Fermanagh centre half back, Courtney Murphy. Excellent defending, got the hand in, got away from Gráinne Nolan, won the free eventually, takes it very quickly. Lovely ball as far as Joanne Doonan now taking on Ellie O'Gorman. Orla Devitt there as well. O'Gorman and Devitt surrounding Doonan, trying not to give the free away, but the referee says they did, and the free is going to be taken about 25 yards out. And
substitution.
Longford.
Clare send number 20, Laura Griffey, replaces number 7, Roisin Considine.
So Laura Griffey coming in. Laura Griffey from Burn Gales coming in for Roisin Considine, and there's about 8 minutes left here in Pearse Park in Longford. The centre forward now, Joanne Doonan, is going to take this free for Fermanagh, and she hits that perfectly straight over the bar, no question whatsoever about it. 6 points for Fermanagh. Clare leading 4-8 to Fermanagh's 1 goal and 6 points, and we have exactly 8 minutes left as Fermanagh make a change on the far side of the field as well. They're taking off Erin Murphy, the cornerback, and they're introducing
substitution on the Fermanagh
let's just see who they're introducing.
Number 24, Sarah Jane Jones, replaces number 2, Erin Murphy.
So Sarah Jane Jones wearing 24, she comes in, the kick out, won by Quiva Harvey. Breaking forward, spots the run off her shoulder from Roisin Looney. Looney spreads it wide as far as Lizzie Roach, but the ball spread a bit too wide. Roach does very well though to get in on goal, but that was good defending there. Eventually from the Fermanagh right half back, Shannon McQuaid just got in the way of Lizzie Roach's run, and the ball eventually went wide. Kick out taken quickly by Shauna Murphy, but will the sideline beat everyone out? Beat everyone, and it does eventually. And this line ball now is going to be a Clare line ball, and it's going to be taken by the Clare midfielder Tara Kelly, although she's wearing 6, has been playing midfield for Clare when they get the ball back. So
Tara's in no rush here now to take this.
Yeah, Tara is taking things nice and handy.
Yeah, and
goes up another yard or two, looking around to see who's going to make a run for her. So the referee hasn't blown his whistle yet to kind of resume play with the sideline ball as Fermanagh make that substitution. So Sarah Britton goes off, and coming in is Donna Feely from Belcoo O'Reilly's. So that's Donna Feely coming in for the last 6 or 7 minutes. Referee plays advantage for a foul there on Aisling Reedy. He didn't see an advantage ultimately, so the free is going to be taken. It's going to be taken by Gráinne Nolan. So Clare now just Niamh O'Dea makes a run, lets it be known to Gráinne that she did, gives it back to Gráinne Nolan. Gráinne Nolan looking for somebody now in a deeper position to come off the shoulder. Niamh O'Dea looks to spread it wide. Will she pop it off to Ellie O'Gorman? Gives it back to Ellie O'Gorman, wearing 2, but has been playing at full back, has been very, very solid at full back as well. Fermanagh, it looks as if, and you wouldn't blame him, Anne-Marie, that the bit of steam might have gone out of Fermanagh a small bit with that 4 goal.
Yeah, and Clare just holding up the ball there. I think they're starting to wind down the clock, but they should still push forward and try and get a few more scores on the board. They're just moving the ball around now the half forward line. Gráinne Nolan, she has found it's gone back to Ellie O'Gorman from Aisling Reedy.
Ellie O'Gorman now pops it off as far as Aisling Reedy. Aisling Reedy gives it inside to Lizzie Roach, who's had a very good game. Lizzie Roach finds Gráinne Nolan. Normally you'd spot her a bit closer to goal, but she's played nice and far out the field. for the moment. In the meantime, Tara Kelly breaks forward, recycles to Roisin Looney from Clare. Roisin Looney gives it in towards Katrina Canlon. Katrina Canlon did very well to win that ball under a bit of pressure. Clare popping it around, holding on to it, and Tara Kelly eventually has the shot, but it drifts about a foot wide. And another substitution now here for Clare, and
number 24, Chloe Towie, replaces number 22, Lizzie Roach.
so Chloe Towie comes in from Dura Bearfield, replacing Lizzie Roach. And Lizzie Roach, Marie, has had a really hard working game.
Yeah, really good. She worked really hard there in the wing. She gave some really good ball in. She worked, her runs off the ball were excellent as well, and done really well. Looks like Sinead O'Keefe had picked up a knock there, but she's okay, she's on her feet again. That's why the ref had called the play back there. But yeah, really good work from Lizzie. And Chloe Towie now came on the last day and did really well, so I'm sure she'll want to do that again now today to push on for the quarter final.
Molly McGlynn now takes the free for Fermanagh in the middle of the field. The ball beats everyone except Orla Devitt, and Orla Devitt finds Chloe Towie. Chloe Towie gets it forward as far as Nivo D. Towie makes the return support run. It's a great run if she can hold on to it, but she's under a small bit of pressure. Gives it back as far as Nivo D, but she was under pressure there from Shannon McQuaid, and the referee says that that Chloe Towie threw the ball, and it probably wasn't a very clean hand pass. Maybe,
probably just didn't see the hand behind it. Maybe that was it. Unlucky.
Shannon McQuaid now takes the free short, gives it as far as Ashley Maguire, gives it back as far as McQuaid. McQuaid pops it in field, but the ball spills. Tara Kelly wins it, pops it to the right to Chloe Towie. Chloe Towie now looking for the run inside. Good ball forward, great ball forward as far as Laura Griffey. She's making a really good run, and that's a good effort, but unfortunately just wide. And that's the kind of run you like to see an inside forward making, Anne-Marie. Nice and sharp, and cutting across the angle, not coming directly out the field, kind of going across more than coming out.
Yeah, really good pace there from Laura Griffey. Makes the backs job hard, dancing from side to side there. She was unlucky not to get a score on the board. Ashley Doohan's on the ball here. Ellie's putting pressure on her. She's not letting her go past her.
Joanne Duno still has it. Good defending from Ellie O'Gorman. Held up the play a bit. Fermanagh tried to get the shot in, but well cut out on the far side of the field, and the player who tried to get the shot in was Fermanagh's Donna Feely, one of the substitutes that's been introduced here in the second half. Another substitute, Roisin Looney, does very well that time, get the ball forward, but Clare player goes to ground, and the Fermanagh and the Clare player can't exactly see who it is yet, Anne-Marie, but they kind of met in a 50-50 ball. In fact, it was Siofra Nicunnell. She's sitting up, so hopefully she's okay. Just took a bit of a bang, so she's sitting up there getting a small bit of attention.
Good work there from Nivo D. She dispossessed the ball on the half back line. It just shows her work rate. After all the Clare girls are working really hard. They're just putting pressure on Fermanagh, and they're frustrating them. They're not letting the Fermanagh forwards take on the ball. They're crowding it out and making it difficult for them. Andrew O'Neill, I think, is signalling towards the sideline that Siofra Nicunnell is going to have to go off. So Clare are going to bring in a late substitute into the full back line. Siofra Nicunnell wearing 3, but had been playing a cornerback. It looks like Sinead Constantine from the Scanners coming in. So Sinead Constantine coming in for the last minute here. There might be a minute or two of injury time as well. The scoreline, as you can see, Clare leading Fermanagh by 4-8 to Fermanagh's 1 goal and 6 points. So let's just see, the referee isn't happy with how the substitution was made. So Clare's substitute Sinead Constantine has to go back out to the sideline before she comes in again. Just looking at the latest from the other group, it's Sligo 4-10, Longford 1-11. So it looks like Sligo will have a win, Westmeath will have a win, and Longford will have a win, so they'll be on a point, same amount of points. Wexford will have 2 wins, but we'll have to wait and see how Wexford and Westmeath go to 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so we won't know for a while who Clare are going to be playing in the quarter final of the TG4 Ladies Football Intermediate Championship. Clare got to the semi-final last year, well beaten by Meath. eventually, and of course Meath have gone on to get promoted from Division 2 and also had a good win as well against Tipperary. I'm not sure was it yesterday or was it Friday, but had a good win, and Tipperary into a bit of a relegation battle, and when a team goes up, Anne-Marie, it's all about winning that game or two first of all to make sure that you stay up.
Yeah, we saw what Meath could do when Clare played them last year. They have been outstanding. They're the up and coming team. They held Cork to, I think, 2 points. They lost to Cork by 2 points last weekend. And Cork have been a formidable force for years, so Meath are definitely up there with them, and it just shows when they come up they're competing, they're not going to go back down again. Tip, I know that Aisling Maloney got a back injury, so she has been a huge loss to Tip this year. Her leadership alone, she always knocks on 7 or 8 points every game, so they'll be in a relegation playoff, but just back at the play here now, and Fermanagh have won a free.
Clare worked the ball out well, and even Katrina Callan was back in a defensive position. Looked as if she was playing cornerback there for a couple of seconds, Anne-Marie, which you wouldn't associate much with Katrina. Obviously forward,
but Clare are just working so hard. The only one inside the Fermanagh half now is Ciara McCarthy. It just shows the work. Clare are winning possession, as we said, and they're just driving forward at pace, and that's what they can do best. And they're going to be the tough team to play in the quarterfinals. Again, we don't know who they're going to be playing, but they're going to be ready for it, and it just shows here today what they can do. It didn't happen for them last week, but it's happened from today, and well deservedly so. They have that lead 4-8 to 1-6, and it's well deserved.
We're into injury time now. We're 2 minutes into injury time, so there definitely can't be a whole lot of time left. Fermanagh have that free, but Clare defending a number. They've got 14 players behind the ball, so it's going to be hard enough for Fermanagh to try and make a breakthrough, and eventually Fermanagh had a shot there. The shot was from Brenda Bannon, but it drifted left and wide, so Michaela Glynn now not in that much of a hurry to take this kick out. It's one aspect of Clare's game that has been very good today, the kick outs. I'm not sure what the percentage retention rate is, but I'd imagine it's very, very high, because there has been good consistency in the kick outs.
And a nice mix of short and long kick outs, so which is really important in a game. Kick outs are crucial in ladies and men's football, everything starts there.
Gráinne Nolan having a bit of a word or two with the referee. They weren't exactly agreeing on the referee giving a free against Clare and against Gráinne Nolan on that occasion, but Fermanagh with Aisling O'Brien now have it, and defending is being done again by Katrina Canlon, and Roisin Looney now trying to push out a bit here as well, and Ellie O'Gorman, she has Joanne Doonan running at her. Joanne Doonan pulled back, I thought, there by Katrina Canlon, and the referee is making a tick. Fermanagh take it very, very quickly. We're 3 minutes into injury time. Good shot there, and it ended up in the net, and the shot was from Roisin O'Reilly, and the referee, I think, has a bit of a decision to make here. Anne-Marie, would he retrospectively give the advantage, or is he going to have a chat with you?
I think he blew the whistle just as she was about to pull the trigger there, and I think Michaela had paused because she thought that when the whistle went, it was a really good goal though when she was kicking there off balance, but he's having another chat with his umpires there, so I say it probably won't make much of a difference in the outcome, but if the game was much tighter then obviously it would. But I think he's going to
decided to give the goal, and I think, to be fair, I think that is the right decision, because I know he blew it just before,
just as she was about to.
She was in the act of
she was
starting to kick it when he blew it. So the goal stands, and that goal from Roisin O'Reilly. Clare 4-8, Fermanagh 2-6. More than likely it could be the last score of the game, but maybe not, because Clare are attacking here, and let's see now. Ciara McCarthy does well. Great ball from Ciara McCarthy into Chloe Towie. Great shot, great goal, and that was superb fielding and a great pass as well to Chloe Towie, and a really, really good finish.
Excellent score, again it was well worked from Michaela's kick out, ball to hand the whole time. Superb move from the length of the field, you could say. Really good score.
So Roisin O'Reilly's goal, immediately Clare hitting back with a goal of their own from Chloe Towie, who's done really well both today, and also as well, it has to be said, as you said earlier on, Anne-Marie, last week against Leitrim, she came on and got on the ball a lot, in the 7 or 8 or maybe 10 minutes that she was on the field.
And superb ball in from Kieran McCarthy
Yeah,
again.
it was
She
a
had
great
the
ball. It
vision
was
there.
lovely vision.
Yeah.
And just hit as well, a bit like golf. The right weight was behind the pass, if you like. And just as we were praising Kieran McCarthy, unlike her, that last kick wasn't the best, because her kicking normally is of a very high standard. But anyway,
I think she had spotted Lauren Griffey had gone in behind her player there, and she just tried to do the diagonal ball across and didn't work out on this occasion.
There's a lot of injury time being played, 5.5 minutes, but there was a lot of substitutions. So the referee is definitely justified in that. As Fermanagh attack, Doonan now is in. Can she turn and get the shot in under huge pressure? Pull back, and definitely that's a free end minimum, possibly a penalty. We're going to see what the referee is.
Yeah, it is a penalty. Orla Devitt just kind of caught the jersey there. She was as Joanna was about to pull the trigger again. So yeah, it's exciting stuff here again.
Yeah, so it's been quite an end. So it is a penalty, and the penalty is going to be taken by the player who won it, who's been outstanding for Fermanagh all day, Joanne Doonan, at centre forward. So she's going to take this penalty, and well, it'll definitely reduce the deficit. But remember, we have had 6.5 minutes of injury time if she scores it, and she does. And if you were to look for an example of how to take a penalty in GA, that wouldn't be a bad one, Emery.
No, textbook stuff, as they say. A really good penalty.
So we thought it makes herself available
winning
for the kick out.
Yeah.
Does well to win it, but that's the last action of the game here in Lennon Brothers Pierce Park in Longford, and it's finished in a victory for Clare over Fermanagh. Clare 5 goals and 8 points, Fermanagh's 3 goals and 6. And I suppose a bit bizarre, Emery, to say that the last 3 scores were all goals. 2 to Fermanagh, 1 to Clare. Yeah,
that's something you wouldn't usually see too often. But yeah, that was definitely a correct penalty decision there in the end. So 8 goals in total. We knew that this game would be exciting because it was do or die for both teams. I know that Fermanagh will regroup and they'll be back again next year. They'll be bitterly disappointed, but it's a quarter-final place for Clare, well deservedly so. So Leitrim top the group. Clare come out in second, so we have to wait the results of the games later on, but well deservedly so. It just shows here today what Clare can do and what they're capable of doing. I know that they'll feel that there was a few mistakes there. They could have got more scores on the board, but defensively they were excellent today. They gave the ball to the person in the best position. They drove forward, they used their pace, and they're well deserving winners, and I have no doubt they'll be very happy with that performance.
And just before, Emery, we look a small bit more at Clare. Just before we look a small bit more at Clare, Emery, Fermanagh, we have to give Fermanagh a lot of credit for the way they kept coming back.
Yeah, they kept driving forward right there to the very end. If the game was much closer, those penalty decisions would have been crucial. They didn't give up. We said even at half time that they'd come out fighting, and that's what they did. As we said, they were under strength today. Just wish those girls the very best again. But we've no doubt we'll see Fermanagh back even stronger next year again.
And finally, Emery, if you were Evan Talty or part of the management team, you kind of have an ideal situation here. 4 changes in personnel made today. The players that started that came in all did well. They all did really well. Some positional changes as well. They all worked today. But obviously the players that didn't start came in. A couple of players did really well. We mentioned there Chloe Towie, for example, has done well in 2 games now. So some of those players, Roisin Looney, she won't want to be on the bench the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's what every manager wants. A few difficult decisions in terms of the starting 15.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were nice and close to the pitch side today, and we could hear all the Clare girls knew exactly where they had to be, and they were much more vocal than last week. They knew what job they had to do. They knew who they had to mark, the space they had to go into. They knew where the runners were. Everything just worked for them today. But that's down to Evan and his background team, and the communication. And as I said, every girl knew what they needed to do, and they orchestrated very well, and it came together for them. And it just, like, they were bitterly disappointed last week. The way they played last week was really defensive. That's not their type of game, So well deserved today. And yeah, all those girls will be fighting for places now for the next couple of weeks before a quarter final.
And just finally, Emery, Clare's I suppose ideal kind of tactical setup is to mix. They've got good inside forwards, mix direct ball for them, kind of decent diagonal ball, but also mix that with the running game so that you don't become too predictable, so that you, whoever they're playing, don't put two players back in front of Nivo D if she's in the full forward line, for example. That's, you know, that the game, they can play both games. They can play the running support game and they can play the direct game, ideally.
Yeah, and that's crucial at this level. You might get away with that at club level, but at county level you won't. You need a plan B or a plan C, you know, if things aren't going right. And today it went well for Clare, you know, and as I said, Niamh had company there beside her. At one stage she had two beside her, but you know, Clare drove on and they worked the ball around really well. They weren't relying on Niamh alone. You know, Chloe got on the scoreboard. Chloe Toy as well, when she came on, Chloe Maloney got on the scoreboard, so did Chloe Toy, and you know, they were brilliant. Gráinne Nolan's great to see her back. She orchestrated play there and she set up lots of scores, and they were brilliant. Like Ciara McCarthy, her passing was outstanding. I'm only naming a few there, but the whole team played really well. The 19 that featured were excellent.
It's a very good point you made, Anne-Marie, about Gráinne Nolan. I thought her what I would call her game management, her game intelligence, just added hugely to Clare.
Yeah, exactly. Her experience and holding up the ball and giving it to the person in the best position. Even the talking that we could hear out there from them, from especially the older girls, it just showed like that. You need the mixture of experience and, you know, you together to bring on the younger girls, and, you know, to make them believe in themselves that they can do this and that they're well deserving of a quarter final, and hopefully they'll go one step further than that, you know.
So that's about it for now from Pearse Park in Longford. My great thanks indeed again to Anne-Marie Canlon for her analysis, and thanks to everyone who played a role here today. Also, I have to say thanks to both Clare and Fermanagh for their cooperation. Both of them extremely helpful in terms of teams and all that kind of stuff. In terms of our own people in the background, thanks indeed to Mike Corrie, Alan Foodie, Shane Lorgan and Tracy Whelan for all their work in terms of the camera work and sound and all that kind of stuff. So for myself, Peter O'Connell, hope you enjoyed that. We did get off to a bit of a rocky start in the first 10 minutes. We did have a couple of technical issues, but eventually got them solved. So hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. So for now, thanks to everyone who helped us out today. Well done to both Clare and Fermanagh on a fine game, and thanks to everyone here at Pearse Park for their help. They were superbly helpful, and it was really well organised. So for myself, Peter O'Connell, thanks again, and we're going to finish up now by looking at some of the highlights from Clare's victory over Fermanagh as they advance to the quarter-final stages of the All-Ireland Ladies Football Intermediate Championship. Yeah.
It just shows what they can do, Peter.
And takes a return in on goal now. Has she got a chance to get the shot in? Great block, and I think that as far as Nivo D now taking on the play. Excellent football from O'D. Gets the shot in. What a score. Absolutely superb score. Reedy, a powerful runner. Excellent football from Reedy. Gets it in as far as Nivo D, and she cracks home her second and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish and well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
A superb block from Ellie. She caught it over her head and she broke it down, and superb running from Clare, again finding the person in the best position. Great run from Ashton Reedy through the centre, who found Niamh O'D, and Niamh made no mistake.
Doonan now attacking. Great ball forward across the Can she get the shot in? She's blocked down. The referee says she was pushed, and that's a penalty. Joanne Doonan now takes the penalty and hammers it in to the top right hand corner. So that's a goal in right direct in towards the forward line, hits the post, comes back to Chloe Maloney. Can she get onto her left foot? She can eventually. Great shot, great goal. Clare's fourth. Clare, can she pop it off to Gráinne Nolan? She does. Nolan gives it back as far as Chloe Maloney on that left foot, straight over the bar. She says 1-1 here, and let's see now, Ciara McCarthy does well. Great ball from Ciara McCarthy into Chloe Towie. Great shot, great goal. And that was reduced the deficit, but remember we have had 6.5 minutes of injury time if she scores it, and she does. And if you were to look for an example of how Clare defending in numbers back with Doonan. Doonan has the shot, and that's an absolutely marvellous point from the Fermanagh number 11.
Yeah, Joanne, who has played AFL.
Ciara McCarthy launches it, and let's see who wins it inside. It's won inside by Niamh O'Dea, and a beautiful point. But as Gráinne Nolan looks up, tries to pick out the run inside, picks out Niamh O'Dea. O'Dea tries to get back on her left, very acute angle, beautiful point, absolutely. Centre forward Joanne Doonan, and she pops it off and takes the return in on goal now. Has she got a chance to get the shot in? Great block, and I think that as far as Niamh O'Dea now taking on the play, excellent football from O'Dea, gets the shot in. What a score, absolutely superb score. Reedy, a powerful runner, excellent football from Reedy, gets it in as far as Niamh O'Dea, and she cracks home her second and needs a bit of treatment, and that really was a lethal finish, and well started at the back there from Ellie O'Gorman.
A superb block from Ellie, she caught it over her head and she broke it down, and superb running from Clare, again finding the person in the best position. Great run from Aisling Reedy through the centre, who found Niamh O'Dea, and Niamh made no mistake.
Doonan now attacking. Great ball forward across to O'Reilly, the number 8. Can she get the shot in? She's blocked down. The referee says she was pushed, and that's a penalty. Joanne Doonan now takes the penalty and hammers it in to the top right hand corner. So that's a goal in right direct in towards the forward line, hits the post, comes back to Chloe Maloney. Can she get onto her left foot? She can eventually. Great shot, great goal. Clare's fourth. Clare, can she pop it off to Gráinne Nolan? She does. Nolan gives it back as far as Chloe Maloney on that left foot, straight over the bar. She's hit 1-1 here, and let's see now, Ciara McCarthy does well. Great ball from Ciara McCarthy into Chloe Towie. Great shot, great goal. And that was Clare defending in numbers back with